So I'll do one more today and hope the next one is quite substantially quicker. I should focus on thinking a little bit more. Um, okay, so there's no bidding by the opponents, noted. And we are in a seven spades contract. So first I look for potential losers. And I look from South's perspective, since we have the majority of the trumps. Well, the deuce of hearts and the deuce of diamonds both seem losers. In the first trick, obviously, we don't have any choice since we are in the seven spades contract. So how to get rid of the deuce of hearts as well as the deuce of diamonds from South's hand? And what distribution are we actually playing for? Those are the questions we really need to ask ourselves. Well, our choice of techniques on this hand are quite limited, since we are playing a seven spades contract. There is no kind of end playing any opponent. Since in order to end play one opponent, you have to give them the lead at some point, and we can't afford that. So also, roughing out the diamond suit in order to hope for the opponents to play into our double void in diamonds at some point is out of the picture. It's out of the question, since we can't afford to lose the lead. So is a 3-2 trump distribution actually, can that be a problem? I think it actually still can be problematic with a 3-2. I mean a 5-0 is of course out of the question, and one opponent would have 5 of the 9 highest trumps, which is a secure trick. So we won't have that. A 4-1 distribution seems really tricky. Because in that case, we would need all 4 of our high trumps to draw the opponent's trumps. Since that's literally the only way in which we can avoid the opponents making a trump trick. And in that case, well, we would need hearts to split 3-3 in order for our 2 of hearts to be good in the end. But there is not really hope for the 2 of diamonds in that scenario. Except we can maybe establish a club in north. But I'm not really seeing how, given the 4-1 trump. Well, after we draw trumps, maybe one of north's clubs becomes high if we manage to rough out the suit. If, like, there has already been played a club trick, so North started with 5 clubs, and so the opponents had 8. They could be distributed 4 and 4, in which case we can establish one of North's clubs by just roughing 3 times. The question then being, how do we actually reach dummy? Because if we rough 3 rounds of clubs, we are only remaining with 2 trumps in hand and 3 in dummy, which is not enough to draw opponents 4 trumps. So actually, the longer I look at this, I don't think a 4-1 distribution is actually makeable. I think we should really hope for a 3-2 distribution in this particular hand. Usually, like if a 3 2 distribution is secure, you should look for ways to hand over for 1 distribution, but in this particular hand, I think actually even the 3-2 distribution might be critical. Since yes, we can draw 3 rounds of trumps, but then North is out of trumps. We could we could play 2 rounds of diamonds and rough a diamond in North's hand, of course, before we draw the final ace of spades. That's possible, but that would actually still leave us with the 2 of hearts. I'm sort of tempted to rough a club right now. I don't really know why, to be honest, but I have sort of a gut feeling that this hand involves a squeeze, and well, the issue with a squeeze is that both hands, North as well as South, need to have a threat card in order for a squeeze to function. And well, South has the longer hearts and the longer diamonds. So South has the threat cards in both suits. Meaning in order for a squeeze to function, North needs to have his threat in clubs. As ridiculous as it seems with a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 suit. So how would this actually work? Well, I think in order for that to work, first I need to rough some club tricks just to shorten the clubs in the opponent's hands. But I still need to draw 3 rounds of trumps. So I could rough a club, cross in trumps. Rough a club, cross in diamonds maybe? Or I could first play the ace of spades. I really want to rough a 3rd round of clubs. I could actually also just rough with the ace, to be honest. Since the king, queen and jack secure 3 trump tricks anyway. So I could cross in trumps, drawing 1 round of trumps in the process, rough a club, cross in trumps again, rough a club, cross in diamonds, rough a club. The problem being that there's still 1 trump outstanding. And yes, dummy has a high trump to cover that. But that doesn't really help us, right? Would it actually help us to just rough 2 clubs? I mean, does this accomplish anything? Not really sure it does. Ruffing a club right now pretty much can't be wrong, right? Is there actually a way to just go for 13 tricks straight away? Like if we convert 3 of our low trumps on clubs. Or maybe even the ace. We still have 6 trump tricks in that case, because dummy has 3 trump tricks. And we could ruff 3 rounds of clubs, that is a total of 6 trump tricks. 3 hearts and 2 diamonds, that's 11, so we still miss that final trick in that case. And I don't think we can ruff 4 clubs, that's a bit too ambitious. We don't have enough dummy entries for that. Yes, we could cross 1s in trumps and we could cross 1s in diamonds. But that's it. If we want to really want to have 4 rounds of clubs. No, that's out of the picture. So 3 rounds of clubs it is. We could... Does that even work? I mean, we ruff now. Cross in trumps, ruff another club. Yeah, we could now cross in diamonds, presumably. And ruff a 3rd round of clubs with the ace. So it doesn't get overruffed. And play our final low trump and play North's final 2 trumps. That's possible. The problem being at this point that North's final club threat is only effective if clubs do split 4-4. Then his final club would be high immediately, of course. But other than that, we can't squeeze anything in the club suit since we don't have an entry to dummy at that point. So even if his final club were to be high at some point, doesn't matter. Not really good. Also, I don't see how that strategy would be any better than to just cash 2 rounds of trumps right now. Play 2 rounds of diamonds, ruff the final diamond in North. Cross back in hearts, and then just draw the final trump and just hope that the heart split 3-3. So that the final 2 of hearts is not the loser. Which of course can't be the solution. That would be a level 1 strategy, not a level 5. So I do like the idea of squeezing, especially since we do have threat cards which are not winners yet, but could become winners in all of 3 suits. But how do we exactly do that? Since we are a little bit short of entries into North. I actually think we should keep our diamonds in that case. Also, right, if we draw 3 rounds of trumps right now, the problem is we have 2 losers in South's hand, and usually a squeeze requires you to only have 1 loser. Like, I'm really tempted to just rough a club straight away. I mean, I'm in North's hand right now, and entries into North are sort of an issue, so I shouldn't waste any opportunity I have. I mean, roughing 4 rounds of clubs is completely out of the picture, right? It would help, but, yeah. I don't see, I don't see anywhere close to enough entries for that to work. Which means a problem for my squeeze attempt, since yeah, this is an issue. I mean, the problem being, in order to squeeze, I need a suit to play. And that pretty much can only be trumps, since I have red cards in the other three suits. Now, if I play my long trumps from south, that also means that at that point North doesn't have trumps anymore. Which means, in order to cash his club, I do need the King of Diamonds as an entry. There is no other option. So I can't play the King of Diamonds too early. Which also means in turn that I cannot afford to rough my diamond loser too early, because in order to do that, I need to play the King of Diamonds at some point. This looks pretty awful with hearts don't split 3-3. So in the family game, I would have immediately just drawn 2 rounds of trumps, play 2 rounds of diamonds, rough a diamond in dummy, return in hearts, draw the final trump, and just hope for hearts to split 3-3. But that's not the solution, I'm pretty sure, but it's the most obvious chance of making. In order to establish any club threat at any point, I need to start roughing clubs right now. So the opponents have played 2 clubs each at this point. Does playing 2 rounds of hearts do me any good? I don't think that matters that much, to be honest. So, I could now cross in diamonds with a club and with a diamond in dummy. And with a club back. Well, not really, since that just leaves me with two trumps in either hand. I, so far, I haven't yet come up with a better strategy than to just hope for hearts to split 3-3. Which is sort of worrying. So I'm thinking the whole time about something like a double squeeze, meaning like one opponent stops the hearts, the other opponent maybe stops the clubs if we rough enough clubs, and both of them have to guard diamonds, in which case if we play the final trump from south, no, both opponents are actually in trouble. But I don't see that working since South does still have two losers in hand. Could there be a squeeze like on the final play of our winner maybe? Don't see it. I pretty much assume that Trump split 3-2 in this point. I mean, a 4-1 distribution is straight up impossible, I think. Again, hoping for the opponents to play into like a double diamond void doesn't accomplish anything, since we can't allow opponents to lead at any point. We could play 3 rounds of hearts and rough a heart, but that doesn't accomplish anything, since if hearts split 3-3, we are good to go. We're good to go in hearts anyway, and if they don't, the opponent's rough. Could we get to 13 tricks by cross-waffing? Surely not. I mean, with any cross-waff attempt, my worry is the third heart trick. Like, yes, we can play 2 rounds of hearts before cross-waffing, but our third heart winner will be roughed, and North still has a heart, and I don't see any opportunity to discard a heart from either hand. And no matter in which trick we play those final hearts, the opponent will rough. So actually we could cash the ace and king, but the queen of hearts sort of prevents any cross-waff attempt. It has to be some kind of squeeze. So cross to dummy in trumps and ruff a club. That seems quite natural to do. Well, we can. I didn't account for one thing. I mean, if we ruff clubs 3 times in total, North has one trump more than South. So on North's final trump, we can discard one of our losers in South. Presumably the diamond loser, since that's not going anywhere. But will one opponent actually be squeezed on the final trump from North? Well, it's not as bad as I thought. I mean, if clubs split 4 and 4, we're done. We can just quads in trumps, ruff a club, quads in diamonds, ruff a club high, quads back in trumps, or do it the other way around even, quads in trumps first, ruff a club high, and then quads in diamonds. Doesn't really matter, I think. Or first cash 2 rounds of hearts, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I like that attempt in order to at least try it. Cross in trumps first. Then ruff a club. Oh, East already ruffs. Did the opponent bid anything? So I should have known this. Well, in order for this to work, I need to overruff, obviously. So, East. So West is the only player still having clubs. I could now sort of try to cross to dummy in trumps and ruff my final club, since I don't suspect East to turn up with 4 trumps. I mean, I pretty much need to at this point. I can't let my final trump in South go to waste. So, the trumps are done. I can now still ruff a club. And then play 3 rounds of hearts, I suppose. And yes, I think there might be something to this. Like if I ruff a club right now, and I play maybe just 2 rounds of hearts, so I have an entry back, although I don't really need it. No, let's play 3 rounds of hearts from South. And I suspect East will turn up with 4 hearts. But at that point I can cross to the king of diamonds and play the final trump from north. That's sort of my plan. And if I play the final trump from north, well, how many cards are there left? There was just three cards. There's just two cards left in north at that point. So east must also come down to two cards. And one of them has to be the heart. So he will discard a diamond. And now south discards a heart. Since the two of hearts is now useless. And now west could be in trouble since... Well, he can't pitch his final club. And if he pitches a diamond also, well, both have a singleton diamond and I can cross to the ace of diamonds and cash the deuce of diamonds in my final trick. Yes, I think we're there. So we rough another club first, that's of course important, to catch those two final trumps that we have separately. And east even pitches a heart, suggesting a 5-1 distribution of the hearts, presumably. Yes. So east does have... Well, he pitched one of his hearts, so now it was a 4-1 distribution in hearts. So east does have one heart stopper right now. But my plan was to just catch 3 rounds of hearts in order to make west pitch some of his diamonds. And now just cross to the king of diamonds and play the final trump from north, and I think we should be there. That's actually quite a picture book double squeeze. So, playing trump, now east pitches diamond, so east still stops the heart suit, meaning we can safely discard the deuce of hearts, it doesn't do anything. And west can't pitch a club right now, since he's only down to one club. So he has to pitch a diamond also. And I think that both are down to singleton diamond right now, meaning the 3 of diamonds should be good. Yes. Okay. This hand wasn't too bad. I was sort of stubborn because I didn't really realize that by roughing 3 rounds of clubs, north had one trump trick to spare on which I could discard one of my losers. Sorry, I think I had 2 losers all the time, but I had only one actually. Which really, really helped, because with only one loser, like, you have so many squeeze options available, and actually squeezes aren't that complicated, to be honest, because you don't need to work everything out in advance. You can just play your long suit and look for one card which the opponent have, which controls your card. And if it turns up, well, the squeeze was successful. You don't really care how it worked, but if that one card doesn't show up, well, you try the other suit. Yeah. So it's to set up the dummy. So yeah. I mean, roughing clubs at every opportunity. I wonder if East really needed to rough that third round of clubs, but I guess it didn't make much of a difference. So we draw 1 round of trumps to cross back and lead another club. When East roughs in, yeah, we should reconsider now. I mean, we wanted to establish our low trumps, right? So we could play for like a 4-4 club split. by just so if East had followed clubs, we would have ruffed low in South, crossed back to dummy and trumps once again, led another club and ruffed it with the ace, and then crossed back to dummy and diamonds, and maybe the last club would have been good at this point, in which case we would have been there, because we then could just draw the final trump and cash the club. But, so that was our hope, to play for a 4-4 club split. And if that doesn't work, we can still play for a 3-3 hard split. That doesn't go away. So if the 4-4 club split doesn't materialize, Val just pitch the diamond loser on the trumps and return to South in hearts and hope that the heart split 3-3. If hearts break 3-3, South will have to hope that the remaining spades are 1-1 so that he is able to ruff his diamond loose win. If hearts are not breaking, South needs some kind of squeeze, yeah. East is likely to have length in hearts since West has a 6-card club suit. Yeah, it's obvious. A double squeeze may be possible, yeah, so a double squeeze, one of the nicest techniques I actually know, and this is one of the squeezes that I actually refer to by its actual name. Many of the other Vienna coups, or how they called, I have played them, but I haven't considered them as such and recognized them. And I don't really care about the names, to be honest, but the double squeeze I do actually name because it's cool. So the double squeeze functions like this. West guards one suit, East, in this case clubs, East guards another suit, in this case hearts, and both together have to guard diamonds, since South also has a low threat card in diamonds. And, well, if North plays his final trump, East, of course, cannot part with a heart, and West cannot part with a club, since they are the only stoppers in those suits. So they both have to discard a diamond, and suddenly from both defenders stopping diamonds, no one is stopping diamonds. It's pretty cool. In one trick. Draw another round of trumps, yeah, so the trumps are gone. We ruff another club, simply to make West discard another club and only have one club card. And now we just catch 3 rounds of hearts. And now we see that East is the only one stopping hearts. And we already know that West is the only one stopping clubs. So now it is basically an open book. We can cross to the King of Diamonds right now and play the King of Trumps, and both defenders need to come down to 2 cards in their hand, and East needs to hold on to his heart, West needs to hold on to his club. So they can both only remain with 1 diamond, and the ace eliminates them both, making the 3 of diamonds good. Yeah, East pitches diamonds, and now South actually knows East guards hearts, so there is no point in keeping the 2 of hearts anymore. It has pretty much done its job. Yeah, if he discards his final club, we play 6 of clubs. And if West now discards a diamond, then both have discarded. And diamond, and that's actually pretty cool. Look, in the previous trick here, diamonds was not really an option for us, since both defenders actually defend diamonds. But within one trick, both defenders defending diamonds, we go to none of them defending diamonds anymore. And they had no choice. Like if they discarded anything else, we would have won the final trick in that suit. Double squeezes mature with one loser. Yeah, that was the part on which I actually hicked up a lot on this hand, since I always thought that South had two losers and couldn't really see how. But the problem is, of course, yes. Once I ruffed 3 rounds of clubs, South's trumps are actually shorter than North's, meaning North has one trump to spare, on which I can discard one of my two losers. So then I remain only with one loser, and then I'm in a textbook position to execute a squeeze. Both defenders are screwed. In a common suit, yeah, they just explained the double squeeze. The above position is fairly straightforward. Yeah, we must catch our 3 hearts, and the reason being that we need to have the double squeeze not only work against East, but also against West. And in order for it to work against West, who doesn't have any hearts, we need to make West make 2 more discards. So that's why we need to play the Ace King Queen of Hearts first. Alright then, this was quite a cool hand actually. And my dinner is arriving soon, so I won't be recording another hand today, but I'll see you tomorrow.